guys. Yes, DJ.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Dear Mr. West, a poem. Dear Mr. West, I'm a huge fan of your work. I mean, Imperialism and The White Man's Burden have to be by far my favorite albums. I know everything that there is to know about you, Mr. West, from your Transylvanian, Scandinavian, half-Romanian, low-Germanic, and low-key satanic and very inhumane against my ancestors. Mr. West, I have a bone to pick with you, the same way that your Columbus picked, plundered, and scattered bones in 1492. Mr. West, what is your excuse for the things that you do? Your history has bullied, punched, and throttled its way through mine. Your history is all that I have learned in grade school since the age of 5. But, Mr. West, do you forget that everything that your country's has become would not have been possible if it wasn't for mine? Mr. West, I am from Africa. And I would like that to sink in among your people today. And I would like you to hold it between your teeth, let it marinate, sizzle, steam, and repeat, because I know it is unfamiliar to your curriculum, but please allow me to intervene. I once sat in my living room at the hour of 9:22, tuning in late to the 9 o'clock news, and all that I'm force-fed through the TV screen is a steaming plate of lies with a side of fabricated homicide, because if you call in today, you can save young Dikembe of Africa. He walks 10 miles a day and hasn't eaten in 10 days. Please save this boy from the life that he faces. And with those words, as you manipulate my land with the base of your tongue, I begin to choke and splutter at the disgusting taste that they leave, and I spit them back into your face. Mr. West, please. Africa is not all that Uncle Sam and his syndicate have led you to believe. Do you ever wonder where the black faces call their home? When you trace back the roots of your, I'm a third and a quarter Italian or German on my stepmother's grandmother's side, do you ever wonder where the black faces call their home? You want to condescend my land as if you aren't responsible for destroying it with your bare hands. You, Mr. West, call it the white man's burden, as if we ever asked you to take on our struggle. Wasn't it you that plundered my land for the sake of oil and slaves, but now your children have the audacity to stand in front of me today and say things so blasé, such as, 1, living in a hut must be so bad. 2, oh, aren't you from Africa? Don't you speak with, like, the clicking noises? Say something in African for me. And to these rhetorics, Mr. West, I stand in the face of your children and I say, 1, living in a hut is not an indication of poverty, and those who want to do so have the right to that standard of living. My family, on one hand, if you must know, live in a palace, and yes, we do have functioning toilets and kitchens. 2, number 2, you want me to speak African for you. Okay, which of the 3,000 African languages would you like for me to speak in? Do you mean Swahili, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Wolof, Babanki, Kosha, Arabic, Kua, or Amharic? Which of these languages are you asking for me to speak to you, Mr. West? For Laruntra Alakija, the richest black woman in the world, African. Fela Kuti, the inventor of hip-hop and R&B, is also African. Sonia Day, a pioneer of jazz music and the inventor of high life, African. Akon, renowned singer, songwriter, and Grammy winner, African. Nelson Mandela, civil rights activist and the first black president of South Africa, he is also African. Desmond Tutu, Nobel Prize winner. I could go on and on from now till tomorrow through breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because, Mr. West, it is Nigeria, Algeria, Togo, Rwanda, Liberia, Ethiopia, Senegal, Botswana, and Sierra Leone, from the crystals of the Nile to the city streets of Johannesburg, right back up to the coastline of the Gambia. Mr. West, this is Africa. My mother, Africa. So do not take her in vain. Yours sincerely, Princess C.J. Seymour Bruno, granddaughter of King Bruno Nusasi III. Thank you.